We're road tripping.
Fill your life with experiences, not things. Have stories to tell, not stuff to show. Anonymous.
For over a decade, I've had the dream of taking a road trip around the United States. Although it was slightly different than the original dream, in September 2020, my wife and I made that dream a reality. For a month, we captured 5,261 photos, traveled 3,790 miles, shot 860 videos, hiked 95 miles, drove for 68 hours, spent 24 hours in an aspen grove, slept in 23 locations, went on 16 hikes, explored 7 national parks or monuments, visited 6 states, rode an ATV for 4 hours, stayed in 3 hotels, and traveled as 2 together in one red Honda Element named Ellie. What I love about travel is that it takes you out of your comfort zone and puts you in places of wonder. I can't help but slow down, take it in, and say, wow. It also breaks whatever bubble of thinking I was stuck in. Mark Twain said, "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness." I believe comfort has become an idol in our modern culture, so I aim to grow by seeking discomfort.
Anxiety does not empty tomorrow of its sorrows, but only empties today of its strengths. C.H. Spurgeon.
A big part of stepping out of my comfort zone is dealing with the anxiety that burbles up with the what-ifs. So many things could go wrong, so many potential negative outcomes. We stayed at this amazing off-the-beaten-track campsite outside Zion National Park. It was a legit campsite, but didn't feel like it. I kept thinking to myself, we're gonna wake up in the middle of the night with someone pointing a shotgun in my face, demanding us to leave. Not a great thing to imagine when trying to fall asleep. So I took a short walk under the starlight. For me, I see God's hand at work in the little details and the celestial dance above. The night sky is so much bigger than me. It reminds me to look outside myself, outside my anxiety. With a bit of prayer, I'm able to surrender that negative thinking and replace it with gratitude. And then I'm filled with a peace I can barely understand. We stayed 2 nights looking over Zion, and no shotguns. Only another camper that circled once and headed back down, leaving us with solitude to watch the sunrise over the glowing cliff walls, reflecting with gratitude and peace.
The invitation is not to show how inventive and imaginative you are, but how much you can notice what you are already part of. Birds.
The other tool I found so helpful in dealing with anxiety is mindfulness. I define mindfulness as being present in this moment. Take a deep breath and appreciate. Appreciate being here. Slow down and notice. Mindfulness is something I struggle with because I hunger for what's next. This is good, but what else could I be doing? Could I add anything else to this? What's next on the docket? See, I'm afraid of boredom. Afraid it will make me a boring person. Who wants to be bored or be boring? But the truth is, boredom can generate the best ideas. Mindfulness and meditation makes me more productive. And slowing down makes me present with myself and present with others. So let's take a little mindful time together with this time lapse over Zion.
Through the canyons of the American Southwest, and there is no one to hear it but us, a reminder of the 40,000 generations of thinking men and women who preceded us, about whom we know almost nothing, about whom our civilization is based. Carl Sagan.
I grew up and currently live in the Pacific Northwest, the land of mountains and trees. I can hardly imagine a landscape so opposite this as the Southwest. It is a call to the diverse beauty of the United States of America. The Southwest is full of such a variety of rock formations, textures, lines, canyons, buttes, hoodoos, and arches. I took joy in simplifying this all down to calling them cool rocks. There's cool rocks.
Cool rocks, cool rocks.
Yes, cool rocks.
And there's some cool rocks up here and a sign, and we head out on the hike.
Yet this epic landscape formed eons ago and likely will be around years and years after I'm not. So I appreciate the time that I have here to be able to experience it.
God's dream is that you and I and all of us will realize that we are family, that we are made for togetherness, for goodness, and for compassion. Desmond Tutu.
Traveling in a little 14-foot toaster of a vehicle isn't the most comfortable thing. Road tripping has many inconveniences. You don't know where you're sleeping tonight, where you can poop, how much longer your food or water will last, where your next water source is, sand in the sheets, and stinky feet. Also, it seems like my hands were perpetually dusty. With all of these inconveniences and the stress of travel, I was expecting Laura and I to have a lot of conflict on this trip. But instead, the joy and freedom of travel overrode these little stressors, and we had so much fun.
Cheers. I'll try to be a better dog next time.
My advice is simple. Yes, marry someone you love, but you gotta make sure that you really like each other. When you wake up on a Saturday morning, 6 years into marriage, you want to look over and fondly think, I am so happy to be married to that person. Aim for togetherness, goodness, and compassion.
It's a Grand Canyon.
There's never enough time to do all the nothing you want. Bill Watterson.
Experiencing hours within travel is a simultaneously strange occurrence. You feel like you're going at warp speed through a tunnel with life flying by, at the same time as standing still and mindfully taking it all in. The rhythm of our lives slowed down. We're able to take time to simply be rather than do. We're human beings, not human doings. We were able to write morning pages, practice devotions, drink coffee, and play chess quite incompetently. When we left for this month of travel, we only had ideas of where we wanted to go, no set itinerary. This is different for me, as I like to plan ahead, to be sure to pack in as much as possible, and usually come back exhausted. By slowing down, we weren't able to see as much, but were able to take much more in. On the way back from a hike called Neon Canyon and Golden Cathedral, we were listening to Mount Wolf as the sun descended. I still don't understand how, but my inner wisdom told me to pull over after a section of slick rock and take a look. So I did. Walking out, I discovered a 300-foot cliff overlooking this amazing canyon named Egypt 2. I was stoked to stumble upon such an amazing scene and unexpected wonder. This sense of discovery isn't as possible with a preset itinerary and time frame to stick to. Travel light and flexible to the whims of will and wisdom along the way.
Incredible. Super bizarre and amazing. Would not have guessed it.
I'm curious about the unexpected wonder. It seems to bring more joy than the expected wonder.
That's a good point.
We're heading out to Zebra Slot with rain on the forecast, so we're kind of moving fast because we're gonna get there before the rain, but we're excited to be hiking. Welcome to Zebra Slot.
Everybody needs beauty as well as bread. Places to play in and pray in, where nature may heal and give strength to body and soul. John Muir.
As much as I enjoyed the diverse landscape of cool rocks, returning to mountains and trees felt like coming home. We left the heat and orange textures behind in Arizona, scooted past Four Corners at dark, and spent a night and a hike at Mesa Verde National Park. We both went on solo hikes at Mesa Verde, and then drove on through Durango to enter the land of mountains and trees. This was the fulfillment of my dream. Freedom on the road, a beautiful woman sitting by my side, and a grove of aspens around. Nature brings me peace and accepts me as I am. Like John Muir and all other humans, I need beauty as well as bread. Nature gives me room to play and to pray. The mountains inspire me to reach higher, and the trees tell me to grow deeper.
What you think, feel, do, and love is the sum of what you focus on. Cal Newport.
We spent several 0 days at a few places during our trip, but the most important rest day for me is what I dubbed Day of Aspens. At Kebler Pass, we stopped to watch a moose, then continued into a full-fledged forest of aspens in flaming fall foliage. It was a thin place to breathe deep and be. Minus my DSLR camera, we powered down every device and spent an entire day forest bathing in the beauty of aspens, basking in the brilliant yellows, and listening to the quaking leaves. From this time, we decided to bring a piece of this mindfulness and slowing down back into our daily lives, so we created The Realm. This is a space dedicated to the cultivation of spiritual and intellectual curiosity, exploration, and growth. A focused place to slow down, do deep work, and draw close to God and self. A room to be intentional about prayer, learning, reading, thinking, and writing. A realm to breathe. After a month on the road, we were ready to return, with the aim of a mindful space to make and a loving, cuddly cat awaiting. It was time to return home.
There goes my ride.